are there any other additional trends that you think are important for us to know that are affecting real-world evidence in terms of collection, analysis, and use?
Well, we've talked a little bit about the digital health technologies, and we see a new push from the FDA indicating their interest in these digital health technologies. So that's very exciting. But I think the next big development is record linkage. Now, I'm sure your listeners are saying, what is she talking about? That's not new. But think again. Record linkage on a large scale, um, first of all, relies on people telling the truth or you having identifiers to accurately link people. The big game changer is that now the FDA has said they're in many ways and in many of these guidance documents that they are encouraging record linkage. So it adds more information. Take my person generated health data. This is the way you get to validate people's answers. If they said they took a drug, did they? Can we show that they actually filled the prescription and are taking it? Or it gives you a confirmation and a diagnosis. So hugely powerful. But the big game changer is that now the FDA has asked for people who submit linked data as evidence or supporting evidence to show the accuracy of the linkage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot harder because we use AI and machine learning tools to find good matches. But like much of AI, it's in a black box. So we don't know exactly how they did it. So most of the linkage systems you have will give you matches, but you don't know if it's a perfect match or how close the match is. You really don't know if you've got exactly the right people.
Mm-hmm.
I had a real interesting experience in that study I was telling you about in pregnancy that I did with the European Medicines Agency. One of the countries that participated was Denmark. Now, Denmark has a national prescription registry. So we asked women, are they taking any prescription meds? What are they? It was a little hard to separate sometimes non-prescription and prescription meds, but our agreement with the National Prescription Registry and people self-reporting was around 83%. Like, why wasn't it 100%?
Mm-hmm.
We learned that sometimes meds for pain or for migraine were old prescriptions, and we only look back 6 months from the start of pregnancy. So maybe that was, but to be off by not be higher was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this study we did with IQVIA called CARE, the COVID active research experience, we also asked people for permission to link their data, and we, with their permission, had their only for linkage purposes and kept very private their key personal identifiers that would support linkage. And we asked them if they took prescription meds and what meds they took. And for those people who said they were taking prescription meds, we didn't have 100% of the prescription meds in the United States, but we had a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And our match rate was in maybe 70%.
Mm-hmm.
And why wasn't that higher?
Mm-hmm.
It's not clear. So you don't know if it's missing data or because we don't have a 100% comprehensive system, even though Denmark did, or something else that I don't know yet.
So I'm always interested in unintended consequences. So with the FDA having some emphasis on record linkage, is there any risk of an unintended consequence that a standalone health-related quality of life evaluation that is not record linked to some other data source might be diminished in importance from a regulatory perspective? Something that's, previously provided and enhanced our understanding of a disease. But now the FDA might say, well, that standalone questionnaire must be linked to something else to help validate it.
Well, conceptual, I'm thinking about the unintended consequences. I know that the promise, first thing many epidemiologists and others would think about is, oh, we'll get long-term follow-up, right? I took this med, I think I'm okay, but it will be useful for everybody to understand that. But many people don't realize that the average membership in a health plan in the United States overall is what, 2.5, 3 years? Not because you die, but if you're employed, you change jobs, or your employer changes insurance coverage. And for the 19 to 29-year-olds who are the most mobile, they have the even shorter durations. So the unintended consequences could be assuming that somebody's well because you don't see any claims when they're not coming anymore.
Mhm.
So you always worry about missing data and what does it mean, and you never ever have enough. Maybe that was too strong. You rarely have enough ways to get fully complete data, or if you do, it's on such a small subpopulation, they're really different from everybody.
Mhm.
So um, we need to think carefully. I think my concern, or my guess, is that some of the things that may come to light as we start to go through, particularly electronic health records, is, the notes may not be as informative as we thought.
Mhm.
Leave it at that.
Mhm.